Hello guys and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be back to chess and we're going to be talking about endgame. So it's going to be king and pawn endgame, so just one pawn advantage for one side and the other side has only a king. So there's a few rules about the endgames you need to know. So the first rule is if you're a king, so if you're the king with an extra pawn, if your king is at the 6th rank and in front of your pawn. So if your king's at the 6th rank and in front of your pawn, then it's a win. As long as the black king's like here. If the black king's here and your pawn's here, your king's here, then it's still an easy win. But basically if your king's like all the way over here and then your pawn's here, the black king's here, then it's not a win. But if your king's somewhat close, then it should be easy win. But why? So in this position, if it's white to move, you might go like, wait, black has the opposition. But it's really simple because it really doesn't matter about opposition in this position. You just move your king aside, just push, 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 and then you promote. So just remember, if you're in an endgame, try to make your king go to the 6th rank while in front of your pawn, and then you get the guaranteed win. Now, the second thing we're going to be talking about today is called key squares. So, key squares are squares that are, for this pawn, the key squares will be here, these three. So basically, like if you move your pawn 2 squares, the square beside it and the square you move up to. So, if you can get your king in one of the key squares, then you win no matter what. So let's say you go here, black king go here. Now you might go like, how do I get in the key squares? You might go like, what about here? Look, I'm certainly going to 3 of them. But that's the wrong answer. It's going to be a draw because black can give you opposition and you cannot make any progress. If you push the pawn, that means the key squares are now these 3 squares. And that's even easier for the black king to defend. If you push it again, black just move back, controlling the key squares again. So, also if you're playing black, just make sure to try to control the key squares. But, in this position, it is winning. Because this move's a blunder, but this move's not. Okay, let's just end it off. So, you're threatening to enter this key square, which will guarantee you a win. So black defends it, then you give opposition, and then you take the key square. Black continues to move back, you opposition, boom. Now black can try to take your pawn, but you can just play here, black cannot continue to advance. If black goes back, even if he gets to stop your pawn, you're still winning because king on the 6th rank, and the pawn is behind your king. Or king is in front of your pawn. Alright, last position. So this position is actually black move to draw. Can you find the right move? I'll give you a few minutes to try to figure it out. Alright, so if you set up, so like most people will probably play here because they're like, we want to take the pawn, right? But well, then I can give you opposition, and then boom, outflank. This is called outflank. Then king 6th rank in front of the pawn, then I win. So what does black do? Well, black actually gave white opposition. You might go like, wait, what? There's 3 squares. Well, this is called long opposition. It's basically opposition because if white moves in, then black can give opposition. So this is long opposition. So now, if white moves in, boom, opposition, and then white just can't do anything. Now, what if white doesn't? What if white plays here? Then long opposition again. If white advances the pawn, then the key squares, remember now you think about the key squares. The key squares are going to be here. So you move your pawn to control, your king to control the key squares, and the position is going to be a draw. So that's the 3 examples today. I just want to make sure you remember, if your king's at the 6th rank and in front of the pawn, you win no matter what, no matter who's moved, no matter opposition or not. If your king is in one of the key squares, which is 2 squares in front of the pawn and the square beside the square, you also win no matter what. Just make sure to outflank your king properly and push the pawn properly, that you can win. And lastly is long oppositions. Basically it's opposition but extended. There's also, actually create a new chapter. There's also something called diagonal opposition. Like this is diagonal opposition. Basically, whoever turn it is, I give you opposition. Now if you move here, then it's like the opposition. So diagonal opposition also is sort of common, but not. But you don't need to know about diagonal opposition just yet. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe and like for more, and see you next time.